What went wrong with movie Shadow from Sonic 3? And I mean in universe, in case you're thinking, I'm talking about like a criticism of like how he was characterized or criticism of the movie. That's actually not it. I mean in like within the universe of the movie, what went wrong. This video will have some light spoilers in case you still haven't seen the movie, which is understandable, but let me give you that warning before we continue. Because what I'm talking about is the fact of, unlike his game counterpart, the way movie Shadow has amnesia is a bit different, right? In the games, he gets amnesia after stopping basically Armageddon, if you will. But in the movie universe, while he remembers Maria and everything from the jump, one thing that's different is he doesn't remember where he came from, right? In the game universe, everybody's from Earth. And even though Earth looks a little funky sometimes in some of the games, it's called Earth in the games, across multiple games, as a matter of fact. So let's just say that, to say that in the movie universe, everybody arrives on Earth and they're from different places. They're all technically aliens from other worlds, and they use the rings to travel and get to Earth through various means, right? Shadow's no exception. So light spoiler, when they find Shadow, honestly in this, in my opinion, this is opinion, not really spoiler, Black Arms looking pod, right? He doesn't remember how he got there. And that's what I mean with, well, what went wrong? What would cause him to get that amnesia? Now, speculatively, and so this is, again, my opinion and not something that they said in the movie, I think they're setting up for something in the future. It kind of feels like away agent kind of stuff, because on one hand, they could still do Black Arms, or at least Black Doom, right? And that's where he came from, and that's why that pod looks foreign and alien and stuff like that. That's he was sent as an advanced agent, basically, as I like to say. We don't know that for sure, so by the way, that's not confirmed. But if that's the case, why would then he not have his memories, right? Why would he not know that purpose? And it could be because that was on purpose from in-universe standpoint. He's there to just scout stuff. He's not there to destroy stuff. He's powerful enough to destroy stuff, but they don't want him to destroy stuff. Because if they're doing Black Arms and they do it like in the games, remember, Black Doom needs humanity alive. His in-game involves humanity surviving. It's why in the comics, the Archie comics, as a matter of fact, the Black Arms were beefing with the Zorda before the reset, was because the Zorda wanted to just destroy humanity, and the Black Arms were like, we need humanity alive. So it's not like we're suddenly good guys, but yeah, we can't let you just do this. I found a way to die? Wow, and I thought I was good at this game. But yeah, so if that's the case, that might be why he would have the amnesia. But what do you think about that, right? Like, what in-universe would then cause that to happen? Or could it just been the crash? Maybe he was never supposed to have the amnesia, and the landing itself destroyed his memory. Why can't I make that jump? Fine, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. What do you think that is, basically? Because for me, what it highlights is something kind of interesting. It highlights a bit of an identity crisis, right? We find out, first of all, that I'm not as good at this game as I thought I was. Wow. If you click off the video, I completely would understand at this point. But the identity crisis that I might put in the title has to then do with the fact that if he was sent to the planet as a scout or as a destroyer, he came to like the planet because of who he ran into and what he met. So basically, he might have been, quote-unquote, born or created or made or sent in one idea, one thought, one structure, one characterization by whatever sent him, right? But then he chose to still become his own thing, to the point that if they do Black Doom in the future or some sort of invasion of where he came from, he might stand with Earth instead already, instead of siding with, or he might have an identity crisis of figuring out like a tug and pull of, do I go with the people who sent me, or do I continue to protect this planet that Maria liked, kind of a situation, right? So that's an interesting dynamic, because that's a dynamic I think we can all relate to a little bit, right? Where sometimes maybe we get put into a bit of a box. But we're not characters, right? We're not in a written script. We can decide we don't like something and then grow to like it later, or just decide to like it tomorrow. You might not like platformer games. You might be more of a puzzle gamer. And then tomorrow you decide to play Sonic Adventure 2 just because you feel like it. And you know what? That's completely fine. And sometimes I feel like people can get stuck in this idea of, well, I've told people I don't like this thing, so suddenly if I like this thing, I'm fake, or I'm not, faker, if you will. Not necessarily, right? You can change your mind just like Shadow changed his. And so that's part of why I'm making this video too, is I wanted to remind people, if you got this far, that sometimes you get a C rank in life. Sometimes life throws you a C rank. And you have to really look hard at yourself in the mirror about apparently being good at this game that you're no longer good at, even though you A ranked everything. But on a more serious note, sometimes you find yourself in a position where you can change. You're allowed to grow, kind of like Shadow did. Whatever we find out his past is in the movie universe, whatever went wrong that caused his amnesia and unknowing, he can still change and decide, regardless of that, he can still be who he is now in the movie universe going forwards. And sure, he might still have some answers he's looking for. And I'm going to be really interested to see what they actually do with them, because another thing I want to talk about too in the games, right, is, you know, you had Sonic Adventure 2. He comes out, he doesn't fully remember Maria's wish. You can make the argument or talk about why possibly Gerald's suppressing parts of the memory when he was in, you know, Prison Island, suspended animation and all that. And so that caused the issue that why once Amy said the wish basically verbatim, he instantly remembered it and instantly was a good guy again, essentially, right? Like, Shadow would have been a good guy out the jump if he would have fully remembered Maria's wish out when he was released by Eggman in this game at the very beginning, right? So that led to this game's plot kind of being a thing, is him not fully remembering that. And then you get to Sonic Heroes, where we thought he died, but he's alive, or it's an android. We don't know. Then we get Shadow the Hedgehog, where again, is he an android or is he real? Eggman reveals, oh, he actually saved him when he plummeted from the Ark. And then we get Sonic 06. However people feel about Sonic 06, Shadow in that game had kind of come full circle, right? He'd become a gun agent. The gun commander and him were on better relations too, so gun as an organization was better. I don't think they're necessarily going to go make Shadow gun agent in the movie universe as a way to close out his arc, but it did make Shadow feel like he had a complete character arc in the games, right? And they could reference that, but what do you think they'll actually do with movie Shadow going forwards? Because gun exists in the movie universe, right? They're a bit of a joke in the second movie, yeah, at least initially, and then in the third movie a bit more serious, but at the same time, you know, they are there after all, so he could do something there, you know, after Commander Walters and all that stuff too, right? Another C rank. I'm trash. And if you're watching this video, I apologize. While they might not do that, what they could do is maybe have a nice in-between where he's like this anti-hero. He doesn't quite work with gun, and they kind of do what they do in the games. In the games, they kind of walk back the whole agent of gun thing with the recent stuff with Shadow Generations and whatnot, and maybe that's part of why they walk that back, is because movie Shadow is going to mirror that instead. So even though we don't know exactly what Shadow's going to do, he has a lot of open doors, and I want to remind you, you probably have a lot of open doors too. First of all, you opened the door that was willing to watch this video after all, and so for that, I do hope you the best in your decisions going forwards, and thank you so much for watching this video. I kind of just wanted to talk about this thing. I thought I have a weird way of wording it, so I apologize if you felt clickbaited. By all means, comment with what you think maybe the title of the video should have been instead. But yeah, what in-universe kind of went wrong for movie Shadow, which is kind of a weird thing too, because you kind of make a YouTube video and you kind of do want people to watch it, but you kind of, you know, you want to be honest, but at the same time you got to play ball with YouTube a little bit. What do you think the title of this video should have been instead? And then also, what do you think they're going to do with movie Shadow in the future, and what do you think you're going to do in the future, right? Go chase that promotion. Go chase that conversation or that friendship. Don't let that friendship get away, for example, right? That's up to you though. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So until next time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.